New tonight at 10, more questions than answers for families forced from their homes over toxic chemical concerns. The community within the corridor apartments at 32nd and Center were evacuated Saturday, but tonight residents got to ask state and local health officials how they got here and what's next. Sarah McGrew joining us live now from Reagan High School, where that meeting, a closed-door meeting, took place. Sarah?
Yeah, that community meeting here at Ronald Reagan wrapped up just a few hours ago. Media was not allowed inside, but residents who went to that tell me the meeting was unproductive, and one woman even described the developer's presentation as, quote, garbage. 12-year-old Christa Bishop Vance was excited to move into community within the corridor with his family back in December.
It just sounded like really nice.
But this past weekend, his home suddenly didn't feel so nice.
When we were evacuated, I was actually in the middle of cooking breakfast. So it was just like, oh.
Residents were forced to leave because of elevated levels of trichloroethylene, or TCE, a cancer-causing chemical. Mikkel's mom, Christa Bishop, called the situation shocking.
My main concern is, where's all my neighbors gonna go? Where's me and my kids gonna go?
She wants to know why people were even able to move in.
It's a lot of people there that has children. If this is something that is so toxic, why would y'all risk putting families' health at danger for money?
The apartment sits on a former Briggs and Stratton industrial site. In a press conference on Tuesday, the Department of Natural Resources says they were aware of the contamination and recommended no one live there until mitigation measures were proven effective.
The DNR has not had to work with this kind of situation previously, and that our recommendations are typically implemented by the party responsible for the contamination.
The DNR says they just found out people were living there last week. On the flip side, the agency responsible for approving occupancy, the Department of Neighborhood Services, says it was not aware of any hazard.
The department was asked to approve temporary occupancy certificates back in July of last year. At that time, the department was unaware of any of the ongoing investigation or levels of any potential hazards within the building.
It's unclear why the two departments weren't in communication with each other and why the developers of the community within the corridor went against the DNR's recommendations. But one thing is for sure, it has uprooted dozens of families' lives.
With them putting us way on the south side, a lot of people doesn't have transportation. My kids' school is on the north side. We're closer to where we live. So it's been very, very hectic.
Do you feel safe going back?
No. I don't feel safe at all, especially with my health conditions, my one-year-old health conditions.
And residents have been put up in hotels for the time being. They were also given $200 to help with living costs. But many of them that I talked to say they don't feel like that's enough compensation for all that they've been through and all they continue to go through, especially since they don't know if or when they'll be able to return home. Live in Milwaukee, Sarah McGrew, TMJ4 News.
Sarah, thank you. Now, the developers, Roers Companies and Scott Crawford Incorporated, did not answer media questions today, but they did send a statement saying in part that they installed a vapor mitigation system and the system was tested prior to residents moving in. All tests indicated that this system was working correctly and thus was considered to be safe.